First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 4x4s and I'm going to cut 36-inch legs. It'll leave me 2 feet on the end as extra that I can use for either the bench top or the shelf underneath. So I'm going to measure out 36 inches and then we'll start cutting. So I have all my 36-inch pieces here. I've got it straightened right here, late level right here. So what I'm going to do now is kind of sandwich them together. So when I make my cuts, it'll be all in one. I'm going to take a spare 2x4 here. So I'm going to make a notch on the top. I'm going to make a notch down here, and I'm going to take a little bit out of it, so that way the 2x4s will sit down inside of it. So now when I'm taking out the material that's inside my cut, where my grooves are going to be, I only want it to be about 1.5 inches depth, which obviously is the depth of a 2x4. So I found the easiest way to do that is you loosen up your blade, you set it up like this, and you just use this as a guide. We'll lift up right here, we're going to lower it until we hit the wood, and then we can tighten it up. And that's the depth of our 2x4. Now we're just going to score a bunch of times back and forth on here to clear it out. So now that we have the slots cut, we have to square this up with a speed square. And we're going to drive 2.5 inch screws on either side. That will keep it from shimming back and forth. So now we got the top and bottom rails. You can see how it's taking shape. I want 2 feet. I want a 2 foot bench, right? So I got 3.5 here and 3.5 here, which is 7 minus 24 is 17. So I need to cut a whole bunch of 17-inch rails to go across, and I need to cut a whole bunch of 17-inch rails to go across the bottom as well. So to mark it out, I just cut a 17-inch piece of wood out of a piece of scrap, and I'm just going to keep doing this guy. That way it's a lot easier than measuring 17, 17, 17, 17. So instead of trying to hold it in place, all I'm going to do is I screwed it to a piece of scrap wood here, and I'm going to let the scrap wood hang on where the bench is going to be, and I can push it together, and there we go. That's going to stay right in place, and I can screw in both sides of the board. There we go, nice and level. When I picked up my plywood, I had Lowe's just cut it in half for me. It's a lot easier. They got the panel saw there. I don't have a panel saw. So I had them cut it in half, 2 foot wide pieces, 8 foot long. And we're gonna put some wood glue down and some screws. I got 1 5/8 inch screws. We're gonna All right, so I went around the entire perimeter of this thing and screwed in with 1 5/8 inch screws into the frame. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the other 2 foot by 2 foot by 8 foot piece. And we're gonna cut 7 inches off of it. And that 7 inches is gonna be 3 inches, 3.5 on that side, 3.5 on this side for this lower shelf here. So we're just gonna slide it in and screw that one down. All right, we're gonna use our speed square for this. 7 inches is right here. We're just gonna hold it there, and we're gonna slide back and forth to make our 7-inch mark. We'll get our circular saw, we'll cut that line. Now I'll get some screws and screw it down. Okay. So that's how you build a pretty basic workbench for under 150 bucks in just a few hours. So if you have any questions, leave me comments below, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.